Welcome back to Bucks Beat. This will be episode 112, and we will be talking about the Major League Baseball All-Star game that will be here in Atlanta in less than 2 months, as we have really a sort of a 4 or 5 day festival is what's going to invade Atlanta coming up here in July. So we are counting it down in less than 2 months. 4 or 5 days will include the All-Star Village. Will be over at Cumberland Mall across 285. There's going to be a lot of great stuff going on at the All-Star Village. Some celebrity autographs will be taking place. I know fans always interested in maybe getting some Hall of Famers autographs, and that will be a place to do that at the All-Star Village. All-Star Saturday will be the Major League Baseball All-Star Celebrity Softball game that you probably have seen on ESPN over recent years. And then also, All-Star Saturday will include the Major League Baseball All-Star Futures game, which is going to be very interesting. We'll talk about that coming up here in a few moments. One of my faves is the Major League Baseball Home Run Derby that will take place that All-Star weekend, and looking forward to seeing it. 8 power hitters, world-class competition, 3 rounds, head-to-head competition. Won't get any better and more exciting than that. Boy, Truist Park's going to be rocking and rolling for the Home Run Derby. And then it all wraps up with the All-Star game, which will be on Tuesday, July 15th. On the TV side, that will be on Fox. And good luck trying to find a ticket for that, as those are always sold out. Let's talk about the 95th Midsummer Classic coming to Atlanta. American League taking on the National League, 8 o'clock on Fox. That will be Tuesday, July 15th. And Major League Baseball gives fans the opportunity to vote in their favorite players. And so in the beginning of June, the window will open up for fans to vote. And I want to challenge Braves country out there, the opportunity to stuff this ballot box. Hey, some of these other teams are doing it. Why shouldn't we? We're packing Truist Park the early part of this season. And so I want to call on you Braves fans that are showing up cheering on the Braves to get some of our guys into the All-Star game. You know, these bring back a lot of great memories for me as a young baseball fan growing up in South Georgia. Was the opportunity coming to Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium. And back in the 70s, you would get a ballot at the stadium. And I remember going to our seats and spending some time punching out the holes for the National League team, the American League team, and then you would turn the ballot in there at the ballpark. And that's the way we used to do it. A lot of good memories voting on the Braves players back then. And, for me, the greatest All-Star game was 1971 that went down in Detroit at Tiger Stadium. I had to be, 1971, so I am 10, 11 years old at the time, and just a huge baseball fan. That year, the American League won 6-4, and that 71 All-Star game featured 22 Hall of Fame players were featured in the All-Star game in 1971. Doesn't get any better than that. Home runs by Reggie Jackson, almost hit it out of the stadium. Frank Robinson, Harmon Killebrew, Johnny Bench. Other Hall of Famers, including our own Hank Aaron, were in the game. Willie Mays, Lou Brock, Rod Carew, Roberto Clemente, Steve Carlton, Ferguson Jenkins, Al Kaline, Juan Marichal, Willie McCovey, Jim Palmer, Ron Santo, Tom Seaver, Willie Stargell, Carl Yastrzemski, and Pete Rose were all featured in that 1971 All-Star game. And I remember voting for all of those guys to be there in Tiger Stadium. So I want you to vote especially for your favorite Braves players. And let's get some of these guys in the game coming up here at Truist Park. I want to talk about the All-Star game voting. Fans starting at the beginning of June, so in a couple of weeks, Braves fans will have the opportunity to go to MLB.com and vote. They allow you to vote 5 times per day beginning early in June to vote for your favorite Braves players. And fans vote on 9 starting position players, is what you'll have the opportunity to do. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, I believe, format, that will be the first format, will come to a close. There will be the top 2 voted players at each of the position groups will then and enter the phase where you're voting on one of the 2 players to start in the All-Star game, and the top vote getter will start at the position that they play. The players also vote as far as the All-Star game goes. They will select the pitchers and the reserves in the 2025 All-Star game. So the Major League players will vote on 5 starting pitchers, 3 relief pitchers, and the backups at each position added to the All-Star game. And then also the commissioner's office vote also factors in. They will add 6 players at the end of the process, with the focus being on having 1 player from each Major League Baseball organization participating in the All-Star game. The Braves right now are featuring 4 legitimate All-Stars. They're playing for the Braves right. Austin Riley, who in my opinion has been the top third baseman in the National League for the last 2 or 3 years, and certainly deserves the fans' vote this year to start here at Truist Park in Atlanta. He's hitting 287 as we go to tape right now, 287 with 8 home runs and 28 RBI. The 28 RBI lead third baseman in the National League. And you're talking about Manny Machado's put up some really good numbers. He'll be in the mix as far as starting for the National League at third base. Sure, the Padres fans are going to be voting him. He's only got 3 home runs. And Riley right now has 8 more RBI than Machado. Arenado is typically your third baseman in the National League, having a little bit of a down year right now. Not sure he's deserving of the All-Star start at third base, but Austin Riley is. So Braves fans, let's get Austin starting in the upcoming All-Star game. Also the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. Now look, Ohtani, nobody, including myself, is not going to argue that Ozuna should start at DH in front of Shohei Ohtani, who's killing it right now, hitting over 300, 17 bombs. He's also got 31 RBI so far in the season. So he's leading the way there. But look, Marcell Ozuna has been banging for a couple of years now. He's got an all-star pedigree from earlier in his career. He's hitting 267 with 8 bombs and 22 RBI. So certainly I think he could be one of the add-on candidates with Ohtani, probably going to be the top vote getter in the National League. First baseman Matt Olson. Now look, Freddie Freeman is tearing it up right now with the Dodgers. 368 average, 9 home runs, 34 RBIs. And I'm sure the Dodgers fans are going to be stuffing the ballot box to start Freddie Freeman in this year's All-Star game. Pete Alonso also off to a really good start for the Mets. But Matt Olson could get hot here over the next month and really make a run at being a part of this National League team. He's got 9 bombs and 25 RBI as we go to record here today. So Matt Olson, certainly a legitimate option moving forward. And then the pitcher, Chris Sale, who I'm sure a lot of the fans will say, well, Buck, he got off to a terrible start in the beginning of the season. And my take on that was Chris Sale ran into some bad luck early this season, a lot of cheap and weak contact hits were falling in against Sale earlier this season, but he has been dominating over the last 6 starts here, just shut down performances one right after the other. And right now is looking like he's very deserving. He started the game a year ago, very deserving of being in consideration for this year's All-Star game. 54 innings, 72 strikeouts, ERA of 140 during the month of May. Zach Wheeler, Yamamoto, Skeens probably also going to get some love there too. But 4 Braves that should be in the mix: Austin Riley, Marcelo Zuna, Matt Olson, and Chris Sale. Braves fans, come on, in a couple of weeks, let's start packing that ballot box. The 2025 All-Star game also, during the course of the 4 days, we'll have the All-Star Futures game, which will be at 4 o'clock on Saturday during All-Star weekend. And some really exciting news coming out a couple of days ago. Chipper Jones has been named the manager of the National League Futures team, and Chipper really excited about that opportunity. Marquise Grissom, former Braves center fielder on the World Series team, will be the American League manager. And I wanted to bring up some of Chipper's coaching staff. You're going to see a lot of former Braves players involved in the Futures game. Got Andrew Jones will be Chipper's hitting coach. Tim Hudson will be the pitching coach for the National League. Peter Moylan will be the bullpen coach for Chipper. Mark DeRosa be back, and he will be the bench coach, whispering in Chipper's ear what move to make next. And then also Nick Markakis will be on that National League coaching staff. Grissom will have Fred McGriff as the American League hitting coach. Great to have the crime dog back involved. Dale Murphy will be the American League first base coach on Grissom's staff, and Ryan Klesko also a part of the coaching staff. So look, there's some tickets available for this one. I mean, you're going to have a hard time finding a ticket for the All-Star game. The Home Run Derby, going to be a tough ticket, but the Futures game, still some tickets available. I would check out Ticketmaster really quick and be in the stadium that Saturday afternoon to see the future stars in Major League Baseball take the field, and all these Braves, former Braves players involved with coaching the team. So this is going to be an awesome 4-day weekend, we'll call it, in July coming up as we host the All-Star game again. Really excited about seeing the world of Major League Baseball come to Atlanta. And I know we're going to put on a great, great show coming up in July. It's going to do it for Bucks Beat this episode. We'll be back in a couple of days with episode number 113. I hope you enjoy your day, enjoy this great summer weather here in Metro Atlanta. And make sure you're tuning in to the Buck Belue Show. When the Braves don't play at 7, we are 6 to 8 on 680 The Fan, Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday, 9 to noon. Have a great one, everybody.